Don't also forget to view us via the ABN channel if you're watching from London. And tonight, Joy News will premiere its latest program, Special Assignments. It's a story about life and death, one about the disheartening loss of babies and mothers on delivery beds at the Confanochi Teaching Hospital. It's Joy News Special Assignment documentary airing later tonight on all multimedia platforms. Tonight, we find out why over 100 women and 1,400 babies are perishing yearly at that hospital. Here are excerpts.
This is the story about two facilities. One is a challenge, the other is a solution to the challenge. Now, just to my right here, up this hill, is Confanochi's maternity block, the old one. The challenge there, the lack of space, the congestion, mothers have died, babies have lost their lives because of lack of space. Doctors will have to choose at what time to attend to who goes first. Many mothers who have just delivered sleep on the floor. Some lie side by side on one single maternal bed to receive drips. This is a challenge. But the solution to that challenge is the building behind me. This tall edifice is a 1,000-bed capacity maternal block. That is a solution to Confanochi's maternal space congestion problems. It has been sitting here in the elements for over 40 years. It was started in the Champon regime. Successive governments have paid a lip service to its completion. Now, the special assignment, the documentary Next to Die, seeks to put a spotlight on the completion of this project as a panacea to Confanochi's congestion problems at its maternal department. As you can see, this has several floors. There are several theaters in there, and so much space for our mothers to occupy. So it will want to expand the work of doctors. We will have to bring in more doctors. It will also help in the discharge of their duties to help our mothers get enough space to deliver in peace. Now, there are many people who are so happy with the completion of this. They have heard the campaign that multimedia is mounting to get this completed, and there are people who are so excited. This man has lived here for so many years. He's seen how this started, how successive governments have indeed delayed this progress.
Successive governments have failed since a Champon regime up to now. I've been in the barracks for over 25 years, but there's nothing done about it. Rain has beaten the room always. Nothing has been done about it. So I'm hopeful you can help us to complete it.
Well, Seth Kwan Boateng is standing by at the Confanochi Teaching Hospital, where the screening will be happening at 8 p.m. tonight. So, Seth, is all set for the program some few hours from now?
Yes, all is set. It's been raining, but God has been good. It stopped like 20 minutes ago. We had initially, when it started raining, we had planned to move inside, go inside the hospital and use the nursing auditorium, but the rain stopped, so we are going ahead with the screening right in front of the Confanochi Teaching Hospital, where all the chairs have been arranged, the screen, everything is set, and we have seen people standing waiting to sit to also see the documentary.
All right, so what's the atmosphere like, and how are the people gearing up for this all-important event?
The people, especially the health officers and the doctors, the management of Confanochi are very excited about this. And when we got here, we paid 2 courtesy calls. We went to the Regional Coordinating Council, where we met the Regional Coordinating Director, representing the Regional Minister, who had been called to Accra for an urgent meeting. And he spoke on behalf of the Regional Minister and said they were very excited about this because they have also been thinking of how to get this completed. And the Coordinating Director said it's on the agenda of the Regional Minister to see to it that we finish this building to ensure that more lives are saved. From there, we went to the Bansi Mahine, who represent the Asante. You know that Asante has traveled, he's out of town. So when he's not there, the Asante Traditional Council, the Bansi Mahine is there. So we also paid a courtesy call on him. And you know, the Bantima, the Komponoche is on his land. That is at Bantima, so it's on his land. And interestingly, the hospital is just opposite his office and his chain of stores. So he's also concerned about the project. He said it has stalled for so many years and the project has delayed, so he wasn't also happy about it. And he said as soon as the 2-4 come, he's going to confer and see how best they can also help push this. And he also thanked North Media Group for backing on this crusade to ensure that the project, which started in the 1970s, will soon see its completion.
Well, many thanks to you, Seth Kwame Boateng. But stay on because the full version will come to you on this same channel at 8 p.m. Now, to other stories, government will soon announce its position on the private sector participation in the operation of the Electricity Company of Ghana, which is key condition before Ghana can access the $560 million Millennium Challenge account. The compact, which is dedicated to improvement in electricity production and supply, is facing fierce resistance from workers of the ECG, who insist Ghana signing the compact will render some staff jobless. The previous NDC government started the process of engaging a private concessionaire to manage the ECG for 25 years, but could not bring finality to the issue before it lost the elections. Well, the matter is not off the table yet because on Monday, President Akufo-Addo announced his government is in the process of reviewing conditions under the compact and will soon make its position known. The president announced this when he inaugurated an 11-member board to oversee activities of the Millennium Challenge account.
There's a major task before you, which is to help resolve the future of the critical part of this compact, which is the private sector solution to the development of the Electricity Corporation of Ghana, which is on the table. The government has just come. We believe it is necessary for us to have a look at what is on the table and make sure that the various challenges that there are to the progress of the compact involved in the Electricity Corporation's role and the manner of its role are resolved. Government has already started doing so. Some of the key people who are involved in that are also members of your board. And hopefully very soon, the government's take on how we go forward in that will be out. But our interest is making sure that this compact, which we have adhered to, is implemented and that it is successfully implemented.
Chairperson of the board, Ya Intiamwa Beidu, pledged to ensure the compact is operational in Ghana.
Whatever it takes to deliver, we will deliver to ensure that NIDA achieves its goals and successfully operates this compact. The focus of the compact, as the president stated, is the energy sector. At this time in Ghana, we couldn't have chosen a better focus. We have challenges that we need to resolve to move our country forward. And the board will do everything it can to make it work.
Minister for Monitoring and Evaluation, Dr. Anthony Akutose, is confident tax cuts announced by government will boost private business. Dr. Akutose made this observation as Parliament's Finance Committee inspected the Revenue Monitoring Center of Telecommunication Solution Provider, SUBA, that monitors revenue due the Ghana Revenue Authority. There is more in this report.
The committee is the third among to visit SUBA Info Solutions. The Lands and Forestry Committee and the Communication Committee have taken their turns already. The legislators were taken through the digital mapping and property addressing system, a tour of the Digibox assembling unit, after which the team headed to the Data Monitoring Center. The center monitors activities of telecommunication companies to enable the Ghana Revenue Authority determine how much tax is due the state. Deputy ranking member of the committee, Alex Mensah, told the press the visitors enabled the committee gain better understanding of the monitoring system.
Because when you are aware, you don't understand the system well. When they came here, they have just passed through all the necessary aspects, and you got the understanding what is supposed to be. So as we have learned a lot, when you go back, you use it to explain to most of our colleagues who have been here, so that you understand exactly what they'll be doing here.
Chairman of the committee, Dr. Makisibe Yeboah, called for more collaboration with government.
I think they can get into a joint venture, okay, with them. They've taken a good start, and the government can collate with them, collaborate with them, and then get the necessary data. As to whether it has national security implications, I think they explain that they have clearance from the national security outfit.
Minister for Monitoring and Evaluation, Dr. Anthony Akutose, who is also a member of the Finance Committee, said government will be seeking to address challenges that threaten the existence of private companies.
It's our belief that if we give the companies the right incentives, the private sector usually knows what it wants. It's not for you to determine for them what they want. But if you provide the right incentives, you recall we had a meeting with them earlier, and there were issues about some body not trying to give them a contract and so forth. That is not providing the right environment. And this issue has not gone away. We intend to deal with it.
SUBA is expected to further engage other committees of parliament.
To some politics now, where the Progressive People's Party says it is ready to join forces with individuals and other political parties to become the third credible political force in the country. The party says it has already started receiving support from people who have shown interest for what they describe as a new movement.
The Progressive People's Party, an offshoot of the Convention People's Party, CPP, has been engaging other political parties in major talks with the aim of presenting a united front at the next polls. PPP National Chairman Ni Alotebriu Hammond says the results of the previous election showed Ghanaians voted for the governing New Patriotic Party, NPP, and the National Democratic Congress, NDC, not because of their policies, but because there is no third political force. He says the party is willing to join forces with other political parties to end the duopoly of the NPP and NDC.
Party believes in an unconditional approach. Accordingly, it is open to alliance, merger, and any joint action that will enable the winning of parliamentary seats and the presidency. The party was formed as a movement and wants to stay open to ideas and principles and not be fixated on names, symbols, colors, and personalities.
Director of Policy of the party, Kofi Sian, says they're already in talks with other parties.
We see that indeed it's not a small group of people who belong to the PPP that is interested in that. And that is the only way they will come after us and decide to support what is it that we want. Otherwise, they won't change all right, but that change they are looking for doesn't have the beneficiary of that change. So they go
to say that the PPP doesn't have what it takes to be that strong third force we are looking for.
We have, to a certain extent. What we need is to build that critical mass. It's obvious that to win elections in this country, you need not less than 5 million votes. Now, where are these people to sustain that change agenda. We've been talking to element in the CPP, element in the PNC. So there has been some work that has started, but we want to go beyond political parties. We want to go as far as individuals, pressure groups, organizations, Ghanaians in general.
In the lead up to the 2016 general elections, the PPP and the PNC agreed to present one candidate for the parliamentary election in some constituencies. Although they were unsuccessful in winning any of the seats, both singularly or collaboratively, the PPP said it is still committed to similar arrangements in the 2020 elections.
Meanwhile, the party has also been speaking about the free SHS policy and removal of KIA levy, describing both moves by the Akufo-Addo-led administration as mere populist game. The party says it is not impressed by the superficial promises made by the governing New Patriotic Party.
It is populist because, you see, there are difficult things that if we did, it will improve and serve them better than a removal of KIA tax. So, for example, if you are thinking into the future and you have vision, what you should realize is that the KIA people have babies behind their backs. Now, you can change the destiny of those children in a matter of 20 years or less by implementing compulsory universal basic education, which is an injunction from the Constitution imposed on the President of Ghana. Now, if you don't want to fix that problem, change the lives of the KIA people and their children and their future economic opportunity, but you want to offer these political, populist, popular ideas, free SHS, KIA tax, then you're not helping anybody. So you are just sustaining politics as is in its right sense and not using the political power to actually change the lives of those people in a more practical sense. So it is those cost-benefit analysis that we want the regime to do and implement drastic fundamental policies and not KIA tax. The people sleep on the street. So where is housing policy, for example? So these are the things we talk about. You say free SHS. Now let me deal with that. The MPP is confusing everybody with free SHS. Not the few people who are able to pass through. And even with this free SHS thing, look, we should be worried that the grading is not tempered with, so that we get a pass that is lower than previous years.
Still to come in this bulletin, General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana clarifies funding and the construction of the National Cathedral will be the sole responsibility of the church, with government playing a facilitating role. We'll take a break. We'll be back shortly with more. This is Joy News Prime. Still on the accident story, Head of Education, Research and Training at the Motor Traffic and Transport Department, DSP Alexander Kwekuobing, says recent fatal accidents must be a wake-up call for what he describes as a paradigm shift in Ghana's road network system. DSP Obing blames the road network for the ever-increasing number of accidents recorded. His comments come on the heel of 19 deaths recorded over the weekend in the Central and Bunahaf regions, as well as scary statistics indicating that the country has failed to reduce carnage on the roads.
We've lost about 426 Ghanaians, and
only this year?
Yes, and only last week, as we referred to, the 10th week of this year, we lost as many as 47 deaths, Ghanaians, through road crashes. And so we sympathize with them, and then we wish those
47 in this month.
Yeah, that's it. Last week.
Last week. Just last week.
The 10th week of this month.
Wow.
We lost 47, as against 39 the same period last year. So there is a surge. Last year was a bit higher than 2015. Okay. Because 2015 we had chalked much success. However, last year it dipped and surged to about 2,198 deaths, as against 1,634 deaths in 2015. So last year there was a surge from 1,634 to 2,198, and so that was the death. We are not happy with it, and we thought that this year we are going to as well be proactive and reactive to put pressure on our behaviors and
but
attitudes.
But it doesn't look like we're
so far, it hasn't been positive, and it's what happened over the weekend. Crowning the 10th week wasn't also the best, and that's why we are all gathered here. And I think it is a wake-up call. It's again a wake-up call to us that we have to have a paradigm shift in terms of our transportation system in Ghana. For how long should we allow such a high and huge traffic mix of smaller vehicles, medium vehicles, and heavy goods vehicles, including bicycles and motorcycles and pedestrians, converging at one place, whilst others who are seriously thinking about their public health and safety and are achieving much with so many vehicles they have on their hand, millions, and are having minimal deaths and injury because they have diversified.
DSP Obeng is also calling for a massive focus on railway development and a change of structure of intercity roads, assuring of increased police visibility on roads to check overspeeding.
As a country, we need to intensify our reactive enforcement. Police officers should be seen all over doing direct enforcement to deter and to increase the suspicion of arrest of drivers who are committing and misbehaving and showing gross indiscipline in an urban road environment and highways, among others. The Inspector General of Police communicated it, and very soon he has assured the country that traffic police officers will be transformed and will come on the road to partner other enforcement agencies in the country. We also think that police can be there, but so if the vehicle owner doesn't ensure that there is self-enforcement with regard to maintenance of vehicle and giving of vehicle to people who are well trained, we will do our bit, but we will not achieve much success. Again, like I said, in the long run, as you're saying, the country should quickly move away from crowding all road users in one road space. We need to diversify, paradigm shift from the road, so that majority of the freight owners, haulage trucks, will then transfer their goods onto the trains. Okay. And a lot of people, speed trains will come up for others to go, so that the carrying capacity of our urban roads, highways and feeder roads will be minimal.
In Odoko here in Accra, a fire outbreak has destroyed over 30 homes and shops, mostly makeshift structures. The fire is said to have been sparked by lit candles mistakenly dropped in one of the shops. Maxwell Agbagba was there for Joy News.
So we're currently here at Odoko Obuzia. Yesterday sometime around 11 p.m. An inferno ravaged some structures, some makeshift structures, as you say, here at this place. In fact, when you come here today, even though personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service have doused the flames, you can still see smoke billowing from some of the burnt, properties here. What you can see here right now, in fact, this makeshift structure has been reduced to charcoal. Actually, a lot of things here are charred, burnt beyond recognition. In fact, you can see this mattress here, some personal effects, clothing, some cooking utensils, all of them completely burnt and rendered useless here.
Yesterday night, not even a grown-up person has come and sympathized with us. Which kind of problem is that? None of grown-up people has come and visit us. Why should they be do that to you? We are begging, Nana. We collect loans from ASA at the Shimei, all our papers, all our money. We beg, Nana, Auntie Rebecca. We beg you. MPP, some people. One moment, try ye.
What do you do?
I sell wigs and cosmetics. Yeah.
Wigs and cosmetics?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you lose in Inferno yesterday?
I lost everything. I didn't even take a single thing. My television, my chairs, everything. I lost everything. Yes.
If you had to do a guesstimation of how much it's going to be, what exactly What was the price of what you've lost?
More than 5,000.
With me here, Francisca Ajabin. Francisca actually lost a lot of clients' clothes, kente, lace, and all of that yesterday. Tell me, at what time did you get the news?
I get the news around 2 o'clock. When I was sleeping, somebody called me that the Bisa Johnson is burning. So that I did not get any transport to that place, no. So I waited for this morning. When I come, people's clothes, a lot of clothes, kente, lace, a lot of things, all my glass, everything, machine, including the machine, everything inside, spoiled. All gets burnt.
So you've lost everything?
Everything. Everything.
So what are you going to tell your customers right now? Like when they call you, because I'm sure some of them will be waiting for their clothes, for their weddings, their funerals and all of that. What exactly are you going to tell them?
Okay, I know if something like this happening, a lot of people get to hear that a place has got burned. So I know what to tell. If I tell them, by all means, they will know that it gets burned. By not that I've lost it or I've spent the.
This is Joy News Prime. The business segment is next after this break. Now to the rest of our stories. And General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana, Dr. Kwabena Opuni Frimpong, has told Joy News funding for the construction of the National Cathedral will be the sole responsibility of the church, with government playing a facilitating role. Reverend Opuni Frimpong, who could not tell the form government's facilitation will take, said, as far as he's concerned, the various Christian bodies are expected to raise funds to see to the realization of the president's dream.
Understanding about this National Cathedral was derived from a meeting we held with the Minister of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. So all that I know, my source of information, is Honorable Jamasi. Now he told me and told us in a meeting that it is the various Christian bodies. They are going to raise the money to build the National Mosque. And quoting
the National Cathedral, you mean?
Sorry. Yeah, it's our mosque, but you are right, Latif. That's the National Cathedral. Yeah. And he again said that government will only facilitate the process. What exactly, that is also question maybe we may need to go back and ask him, because he used that word that government will only facilitate. And we did not ask him. I'm yet to ask him what will go into facilitation of the construction of the National Cathedral by government. But over the years, we are also aware that we have had instances that churches are building schools, building hospitals, building their manses and chapels, that district chief executives, regional ministers, members of parliament, sitting president have contributed cement, iron sheet, and other materials to facilitate the construction of such facilities.
According to him, the various Christian bodies have played significant public roles, like building schools and hospitals for use by the general public, and so it is just fair for government to facilitate the growth of religion. The General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana, however, expressed worry about the legal twists on the construction work that is yet to start.
Now we have an individual who has raised issues with this initiative by the president. Because are you concerned that this could create some friction between the Muslim community and the Christian community?
Of course, over the years, we have been able to build a kind of harmony between religion and state governance in this country and among various religious bodies, and it seems to me we must do everything in our strength to protect that harmony. The harmony between religion or church and state must be kept. In that case, anything that can create discomfort, disturb the harmony, I will want us to protect. But I think the thinking is religion is a private thing. Keep it so. But one thing we must keep in mind, that yes, we have the private side of religion, but we have the public side of religion. If you say religion is a private thing, of course, yes, when I'm in my bedroom and I'm praying, it's a private thing. But in this country, 40% of all health facilities, all hospitals and clinics in Ghana belong to the churches. They are run under a body called Christian Health Association of Ghana, set up by the Christian Council of Ghana and Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference. Now, do you call that private?
Meanwhile, the Evangelical Presbyterian Church has assured of its continuous involvement in resolving tribal conflicts in the country. Speaking to the media after a closed-door meeting with the Chief Justice on Monday, moderator of the church, retired Reverend Dr. Seth Agidi, said the church has been consistent in resolving conflicts, citing the Alavanyo and Nkonya conflicts in the Volta region.
We are a major stakeholder in the development and the growth of the church, and so we are always in constant relationship with government and other arms of government. We, as an institution, have been playing a major role in terms of in areas of conflict resolutions. For example, the Alavanyo and Nkunya area, which we are very much concerned about because our schools and churches are there. And then also the recent conflict in Bimbila. We have College of Education there. We always visit the chiefs and the people to talk to the feuding parties, how to comport themselves. And we talk to our church members who are also in those conflict areas of how to help in bringing a peaceful solution into the issues. And for some time now, there was peace. Only recently that this came up again and we started continuing. So we had a positive influence on them. They have been listening to us. Anytime the conflicts come up and we visit the area, you realize that they listen to us and then lay down their arms.
Let's talk about the disabled, because persons living with disability are asking President Akufo-Addo to appoint a special advisor on disability affairs at the presidency. Their appeal, according to a member of the National Disability Network, Alexander Williams, is to ensure the full inclusion and effective participation of persons with disability in governance. Mr. Williams brought this to light at a news conference in Accra on Monday.
The network makes the following appeal to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana with a view to ensuring full inclusion and effective participation of persons of PWDs in his government and in the Ghanaian society. Appointment of a special advisor on disability affairs at the presidency. It is our desire that the President prioritizes disability issues so as to ensure full inclusion and effective participation of persons with disabilities in the Ghanaian society.
Spokesperson for the network, Dan Taylor, added the National Council on Persons with Disability should be converted into a national authority on persons with disability. According to him, the council has not achieved much for PWD since its inception in 2009. He believes the conversion will fuel its ability to perform better as an independent body.
The council, as it stands now, is not adequately staffed, is poorly resourced, and does not even have the requisite impetus to work. The council, per the current structure, is only a department within the ministry. Per the current structure, you would realize the council does not have that kind of power. Whatsoever the council wants to do, it ought to go to the minister, the sector minister, who should in turn communicate with her colleague sector ministers. That is why we are of the opinion that, look, it is high time we give the council an autonomy to operate, away from any other ministry.
Away from this, personnel of the Accra Rural Bank at Jamasi in the Ashanti region had the shock of their lives when they opened up for business Monday. They found a machete-wielding young man in one of the locked offices, threatening to butcher anyone who came close. The Aguna police had to force him out by inundating the place with pepper. The culprit, later identified as Kwame Jesse Frimpong, who hails from Buenin near Jamesi, told the police he owns the bank. Police are still investigating how he gained access to the locked offices. Nanaya Jimes report.
The 28-year-old did not take anything from the bank but will not leave the office. The police had to spray quantities of pepper spray into a peephole to get the culprit to surrender. Upon his arrest, the suspect, Kwame Jesse Frimpong, claimed the banking hall was opened when he came in. Aguna District Police Commander ASP Francis Akwesia Sante says he will be arraigned before court tomorrow.
The insanity, just interrogating him, the actions or how he speaks, the utterances indicate that he's insane. But it is up to the doctors to prove him insane. So we shall take him to the court tomorrow. And if the court decides that we should take him to the hospital, we shall do that so that the doctors will prove him insane. Then, upon that, we shall know the next line of action to take. The first team that went said they looked through the people and they saw that he was holding a machete. And he has stood in a position that any person who opens the door, he will pounce on that person and then deal with him. So we tried not to open the door so that any of us will get hurt. So when we used the pepper spray, it was sufficient force for him to surrender and without any injury to the body.
Officials of the Accra Bank say security will be strengthened to deal with any forestalled future occurrences. Prosper Bedu Derry is head of operations at the bank.
Now, it's early to be able to say anything of that, so because the police are still investigating, that's how we managed to get access to the place. So that's what we are still waiting for the police report to tell. Yeah, this is actually the first time, and definitely yes, I think there's the need for us to beef up our security system because it was actually an eye-opener for us that anything can happen. So we are assuring our client that we are going to beef up security and then everything is going to be all right.
The shocking news happened in Jamase in Accra Dumase in the Ashanti region. Up next is sports with Gary L. Smith.